I have never met another person with a story like Tony Sikoria's. Tony was 42, a former college football player who'd become a well-regarded orthopedic surgeon.
Tony is a surgeon in New York State who had very little musical background or interest or taste or talent until, through a freak accident, being on the phone in a storm, he was hit in the face by a bolt of lightning, flung back, and killed, in a sense. He probably had a cardiac arrest. He had one of these strange out-of-body experiences which one can have in these circumstances. Then he was resuscitated. He seemed to be pretty much himself. But then, 3 or 4 weeks after this, a strange transformation happened, where he developed a sudden, insatiable passion, as he put it, for hearing piano music, and then for playing piano music, and then for composing piano music. This took hold of him and wouldn't let him go.
23 College Park Drive. He's playing music. You were practicing. That's just normal for you, is it?
Just
When did this change happen? When did this sort of compulsion for the music happen?
Within that first 2 weeks, I started to have a craving to hear classical piano music, which was unlike me. I was a product of the 60s. I liked loud, hard rock and roll. There wasn't much else. And then within a short period of time, it wasn't enough to just listen to the music. I wanted to be able to play it. And magically, I just ordered all of the sheet music. And I was determined to learn it.
But you couldn't read sheet music?
No. But, that's why they had magical thinking. Somehow, it was just going to happen. At the time, I was working full-time as an orthopedic surgeon, 12 to 14 hours, long days, in order to be able to keep up with this possession that I had all of a sudden. I got up at 4 in the morning, and I would practice until 6:30 when I had to go to work. And then I would come back from work, and I would sit there until literally I couldn't see the pages. And unfortunately, the time that I sacrificed was any time that I had with my wife. My obsession with the music certainly was my contributing 50% to our marriage breaking up. For a long time, I thought certainly that the only reason that I was allowed to live was because of the music.
All of this went for him with a sort of mystical or religious feeling.
Because of this near-death experience he had as well.
Or perhaps just because of what was happening with his brain, or perhaps, out of sheer gratitude for surviving this. Although I'm inclined to think that there was a definite neurological basis for the mystical surge as well. He said, as a medical man, he said he couldn't explain it. It was due to divine intervention. I wasn't quite sure how to respond to this, but I hope delicately asked him if he would allow that divine intervention might operate via the nervous system.
Nerves, Tony?
Nerves is not even the word.
Tonight's a big night. It's the first performance of the Lightning Sonata, written and performed by Tony Sikoria, and inspired by his own extraordinary story.
How many people will be there?
500. There are 500 seats.
I hear it was oversubscribed significantly, is that right?
Yeah. Last I heard were that there were 2,000 requests, and we only have 500 seats.
you ever think, well, at some point I'm going to have to make a choice between medicine and music? I'm hoping that I won't have to give up either, that I can find a balance. But I think the music is a much deeper part of me than what I do for a living.